Hello, coaches. Just trying to get the next quick update piece out. Really going to be focusing on the information that Hutch spoke about and sent out recently in his communication. I know it was multiple pages there. I'd still highly suggest reading and reviewing that, but I just want to touch on a few things with that. Obviously, we have Thanksgiving right around the corner, so I hope everybody has a good break coming up and your athletes come back in the same manner you left them or in better shape. So with wrestling competitions, right? Nothing really new here. Just really reiterating some intentions with this. Know that right, you're allowed 16 dates. 8 of those dates can be multi-match, meaning that it's 2 or more. 6 of those can be then tries or quads, meaning up to 2 times. Obviously, if you have 10 tries or quads, it would just reduce the number of multi-matches that you can have. And last but not least, you do have the 2 single date events in which you can have a single duel. Again, the intention of that one is that it is just 2 teams are there, each wrestling 1 time for that competition. Another thing to kind of keep in mind is when you are scheduling some events, make sure that you're not going to an event thinking that it is a quad or try, and then teams are wrestling more than twice that event. If there are teams at an event in which you are at and they wrestle more than 2 times, that event for everybody is counted as a multi-match. It's kind of a weird scenario that happens every now and then, but make sure you're checking your contracts and you know what's going on with that event so you're not getting into a weird weigh-in situation later in the season. So important dates, right? Coming up again, we know that we've already had our first practice. First competition's right around the corner. Make sure you and your assistant coaches or volunteers or others that may be participating in any postseason stuff and wishing to coach and be mat side are completing the rules meeting. Still have that nutrition meeting date and a while before that last date to alpha. Make sure you're also double checking your alpha stuff and entering it in both track seasons. So in an eligible participation, has some slight adjustments this year, right, to kind of make that work with what happens when kids are wrestling in the wrong weights or checking in the wrong weights. Really, we've got just a couple different scenarios. One, you discover it during the match in which wrestling has already started, right? That match is immediately stopped. It is forfeited to the opponent, 6 points awarded like usual. And then from there, there's an additional 1 point deduction from the team that offended, right? Essentially a penalty point right there. That obviously would matter in tie-breaking criteria and situations like that. So it's kind of a 7 point play there. Discovered after the match, but the duel is still going on, or the teams are still at the duel site. Again, the match in question would be forfeited, 6 points awarded, and the 1 point deducted from the offending team, just like before. In both cases, if there is either wrestler that is checked in and competed in the illegal match, they're not allowed to compete again in that that duel that is kind of going on there. Discovered after the duel, right? So, and scorebook's been signed or teams are away from the site, whether it's paper or digital, whatever's kind of going on, that duel meet, scenario and situation will stand as it was. So it won't change from there. So again, we will continue to do like little updates. If there's rules or pieces you have questions on, things you want to see, continue to send in any of those concerns or questions or stuff that you want further clarification on to your MWA reps. And I wish everybody a good break.